when Goggins lived with me, his rule is we had to do something every day that sucked. He wanted to see how many pull-ups I could do so he could map out the month. He lived with me for a month. And I went to the pull-up bar, and I got like maybe 8 pull-ups, which is an exaggeration. I probably got like 4 pull-ups. And then he said, all right, wait 30 seconds, go and do it again. And I went up on the pull-up bar, and I did maybe like 3 or 4. He said, all right, wait 30 seconds, I want you to do it again. I dropped down, I was all jacked up, and I said, all right, well, what's next? He said, well, what's next is we're not leaving here until you do 100 more. We're not leaving the gym until you do 100 more.
That day?
Now. Like right now.
Right now. So you had done like, 7.
I did like probably 7 or 10, and I was like, man, Goggins, that's impossible. And he said, you know, I already know what your biggest problem is. And he's like, the limitations you're putting on yourself are self-imposed. Get the fuck back on the bar. And I lived on a lake, and kids are playing hockey on the lake. He gets a boulder, and he breaks the ice, a little hole in the ice with the boulder, and then he takes his hand, he makes the hole a little bit bigger, and then he jumps in. And then he points at me, and he takes his finger and he signals for me to jump in. So, of course, I go in, and he looks at me, he's like, man, you got about 2 to 4 minutes, you're gonna get hypothermia. We just went on a run, we gotta get you out of the lake. And I go to get out, he goes, you can't get out. He goes, if your skin touches the ice, it's gonna stick to the ice like the kid in Christmas Story, his tongue that sticks to the pole, you know? So he puts my shoes back on my hands and picks my ass up and I put my socks on or whatever, and I bear crawl out of the ice, and I run up and I see my wife. She says to Goggins, you know, like, what's the medical benefit of jumping in a frozen lake? And he said to her, there's no medical benefit. She's like, this is what your husband signed up for. You know, he's like, I want to see how far he's willing to go to get to his goals. I was running this race. It was a 24-hour race as a relay team. I was with 4 friends. And the format of the race is, you know, you run a mile, I run a mile, whatever team runs the most amount of miles wins the race. He had no teammates.
That sounds
I'm like,
him.
where's the rest of the team? We went in the sauna, and actually this was the steam, and he's like, we're gonna stay in here for 30 minutes, 8 ounces of water. Okay. We jack it up. It's fucking cooking in there. I walk in, I'm like, holy fuck. It's so hot in here. About 19 minutes in, I'm like, Goggins, I gotta get out. He's like, you can't get out. I'm like, no, I'm gonna pass out. I gotta get out. He's like, you can't get out. I'm like, no. And I didn't even wait for him to say no again, because I'm about to pass out. I can feel myself about to pass out. I open up the door. All the smoke from the steam room goes flying out of the door. I sit right in the chair. He comes storming out. And he looks at me. He's like, oh, fuck, you don't look good. I go, no, I'm going to pass out. He goes, we got to abort. I mean, we would go to work. We'd be sitting at work, and I'd have like a 30-minute break, and he'd be like, burpee test. I'm like, what? I'm at work. He'd be like, I want to see how many burpees you can do in 10 minutes. I'd be like, burpee test? And I was like, in the middle of work, I would like get down, take off my, you know, whatever I was wearing. I would get like my boxers or whatever, like just to get, and I would do as many burpees as I could in 10 minutes and be soaking wet, and I'd walk into my next meeting. And everybody knew it was part of the thing.
So you explained to all these people that you're...
Yeah. Wow. Closed every deal. I closed every deal, man.
When everything falls apart in your life and your plan is fucked up, what the fuck are you gonna do? There's only one motherfucking option. Stay fucking hard.